about the video, and a lot of people are curious as to how it came about, and is everything okay with Mr. Raven?
Obviously, I want to be as candid with you guys as possible. I kind of like have a thing where talk about my personal life with people I don't know personally. I'm pretty sure everybody here, men and women, are great people, but you know what I'm saying, I kind of keep my personal life personal. I had a conversation with Graves, obviously. I'm gonna echo everything that he said. He told me, you know, hoping everybody making good decisions, you know what I'm saying? And I had a conversation with people in the building as well, so, you know, everything else, you know, tickets is all internal.
So I understand that it's kind of coming on us to ask who's in the bag.
Obviously, it's a conversation, you know, that's happening internal. You know what I'm saying? I can't have too much of a conversation about it, but I've been in this league 10 years. You can format the question many different ways. You know, I'm obviously answer it the same way. So.
Stefon just had one.
Yeah.
Did you know it was being recorded?
Once again, you can format the question many different ways. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for 10 years. The conversation that I had with Braves and the people in the building, obviously, is going to be handled internal. You know what I'm saying? An in-house thing. So.
Do you regret it happened?
So you asked me again. I would hate to repeat my.
Welcome back to StarHush. So here's the tea. Stefon Diggs' ex just dropped bombshells by leaking pages from Stefon and Cardi B's so-called relationship contract, and people are gagging. Rumors have been swirling that their romance is pure PR, but this revelation takes it to another level. Allegedly, not only is it just for the cameras, Stefon is using Cardi as a beard. And Cardi? Word is she's got a secret agenda too, something even juicier than being Stefon's cover. Stick tight because things are blasting off with this one. The ex is serving receipts and blasting Cardi and Stefon's setup as a calculated charade. But what's her motive? Is she a spiteful ex, or is Offset pulling strings behind the scenes? Let's peel this apart. The ex in question is Sky Marlene, and trust, Stefon's probably kicking himself right now. Sky's been acting shady since whispers about Cardi and Stefon's relationship first hit. She hinted early on that she's sitting on explosive tea, enough to pivot the whole narrative around their love story. At first, no one listened. People wrote her off as just another bitter ex, chasing clout online after losing her meal ticket. She was too loud, too extra, so most dismissed her as thirsty and desperate for attention. But then things got real when Sky claimed their story wasn't the fairy tale everyone believed. She hinted she knows secrets Cardi stashed away, secrets that could flip public opinion completely. Some took her seriously. Others said she was making it up again for attention. Now buckle up, because things got real messy real fast. Imagine the internet's face when Sky Marlene came out claiming she had a digital copy of an actual relationship agreement between Stefon Diggs and Cardi B. Yes, a contract. People couldn't believe it. So how'd she even get her hands on something that personal? Well, according to Sky, Stefon allegedly pulled up to her spot just a couple days after he and Cardi put ink to paper. And get this, he knocked out cold, and while he was snoozing, she peeked into his phone, found the document, sent it to herself, and then wiped any trace that she had even seen it. So when she went public with it, Stefon had no clue she had the receipts. Now, we won't even open the can of worms about him allegedly cheating on Cardi with his ex, because that's a whole different chapter waiting to explode. But him being that comfortable to supposedly spend the night at Sky's place while also flaunting Cardi on socials, that gives still sneaking around energy, big time. But let's bring it back to that spicy contract. When Sky first teased the tea, fans thought she was just talking about a typical PR stunt. You know, celebrity couple does cute appearances, gets media buzz, boom. But Sky hit a whole different nerve when she claimed this wasn't just a PR move. She said Cardi was actually playing a whole different role, Stefon's beard. Now, for anyone who's never heard the term, let's break it down in plain terms. A beard is someone, usually a woman, who dates a man publicly to help him keep his private life quiet, especially if he's not ready to share everything about his identity. And according to Sky, that's exactly what's going on. She's saying she has the contract, with both Stefon's and Cardi's names on it, allegedly signed and sealed. So if it's real, it's not just something you can brush off as made up. She's not just spilling tea. She might be pouring gasoline on a fire. And before people ask how she, a woman, would be outing Stefon in that way, she claims she's been part of the cover-up too. Sky says she used to be his public girlfriend, while he had a whole different private life. But now, he's stepping up the game by linking with someone like Cardi, someone high-profile enough to keep all other rumors in the shadows. So why now? Why pull Cardi into this situation? Sky says it's because some people close to Stefon, allegedly past partners, have started speaking out. Some are even accusing him of crossing boundaries. But hold up, we're gonna get to that part in just a minute. Because first, Sky Marlene dropped another bombshell that had the internet spinning. She's claiming that Stefon Diggs has allegedly been handing out serious hush money to some of his past private partners. Yeah, you heard that right. According to her, he's been dropping stacks just to keep folks quiet and make sure none of his personal business ever hits the surface. And it doesn't stop there. Sky said that even back when she and Stefon were in their strange little on and off thing, he had a whole separate monthly budget set aside just to keep the silence going. She called it a straight-up bribery fund. That's wild. He was allegedly running a secret money operation just to make sure no one came out with the real story and messed up his carefully crafted image. But once he signed that new high-value contract, everything changed. The stakes went through the roof. Sky claims that his past partners allegedly started asking for bigger payouts, probably thinking he could afford it now that he's banking big with the NFL. But according to her, Stefon hit a wall and said enough is enough. He wasn't about to keep paying to keep secrets. And that new deal? Huge. Reports say Stefon inked a 3-year contract with the New England Patriots worth up to $69 million, with $26 million guaranteed. That's not play money, that's legacy money. So it makes sense that he'd want to protect his brand at all costs. But here's where things get complicated. See, the world might be more open and progressive nowadays, but the sports world, not so much. Let's keep it real. How many openly gay male athletes do you actually see dominating in leagues like football, soccer, or basketball? It's rare because many fear not only losing fans, but also being pushed out by teammates or management. So if Stefon's trying to stay in the game and keep endorsements rolling in, Sky says he had to create a whole illusion, and that's where Cardi B steps in. Sky claims this relationship with Cardi isn't about romance, it's about optics. Even if one of his alleged past partners came forward now, who's gonna believe them when Stefon's out here being spotted hand in hand with Cardi B in public? That image alone drowns out the whispers. But now here's the twist that flips it all. According to Sky, Cardi's in on this because she's got her own plan. She says the contract spells out how this whole relationship helps push Cardi's upcoming album. And honestly, that wouldn't be shocking at all. Now, whether this part was written in the actual contract or just Sky doing some extra storytelling, she claims Cardi and Offset aren't even really broken up. Yeah, you heard that right. Sky's saying Cardi and Offset are still very much together behind the scenes, and this whole separation thing, it's just promo. The way Sky tells it, they were faking the drama to help stir up buzz and drive streams. But Cardi apparently waited too long to drop the album, and by the time she was ready, the hype around her divorce had already cooled down. Fans moved on, and now she's scrambling to get that fire back before the album launches. Let's be real, Cardi isn't just playing games here, she's playing for legacy status. She wants this next album rollout to hit just as hard, if not harder, than Invasion of Privacy, and who can blame her? That debut was a total smash. It moved 255,000 units in its first week, and critics crowned it one of the most iconic rap albums in recent history. It even made music history as the first album ever to have every single track certified platinum or higher. Insane! And that's not all. Invasion of Privacy outlasted legends too. It crushed the record for the longest charting album by a woman in rap on the Billboard 200, beating the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. And that album was already considered untouchable. So now you get why the pressure on Cardi is unreal. She knows people are expecting her to not just meet those numbers, but blow past them. So yeah, it's no shocker that she's feeling the heat. She knows this next album can't afford to flop, not after a debut like that. And had she dropped it during the peak of her divorce headlines with Offset, oh, it would have definitely gone #1. But she waited too long, and the public moved on to the next hot mess. Now she's out here playing catch-up, and that's where this whole Stefon situation allegedly comes in. And it actually kinda adds up. Think about it. If Cardi truly walked away from Offset because of cheating, like she said in public, why would she turn around and start linking up with Stefon Diggs of all people? Let's not act brand new. He's known in these internet streets for being messy. It hasn't even been that long since he was spotted cozying up on a yacht with some models, holding what looked like a pink Coca-Cola, if you know what I mean. Now let's get into it, because the question everybody's asking is, why on earth would Cardi B even agree to step into this kind of chaos, especially if cheating was the final straw with Offset? Like seriously, the math is not mathin'. And honestly, Sky's comments are starting to sound a little less random and a lot more calculated, maybe even a little too real. See, Sky ain't new to this trouble-stirring game. She's been out here dropping bombs and lighting fires for weeks now. Just last month, she posted up a few throwback flicks of her and Stefon looking real cozy, like real cozy. We're talking boot up, snuggled in, you still mine type energy. The kind of vibe that didn't scream exes at all. It screamed situationship that never really ended. But sis didn't stop with the pictures. Oh no, she came locked and loaded with screenshots too. Yep, text messages between her and Stefon started circulating. And let's just say, it painted a whole different picture than what Stefon's been out here selling. These weren't dry or awkward convos. They were smooth, warm, and had that flirty tone that only comes from people who still got unfinished business. It was giving, we never stopped talking, just kept it behind closed doors. And it only made her earlier story about Stefon falling asleep at her place, where she allegedly snatched that contract, sound even more believable. She even posted this savage line. I hate when a ninja act like he wasn't just crashing out being a stalker, but I let him have social media and play my part so he can get his clout. Oop. The shade was thick. Then she followed it up with, I don't post him. I be with him in real life and we be doing it wrong. That line right there, that was the nail in the coffin for some folks who were still doubting her. At this point, somebody needs to really check in on Cardi, because whoever's supposed to be her guardian angel must have gone on vacation or just flat out quit. After everything she went through with Offset, the emotional roller coaster, the cheating, the public drama, and that exhausting loop of breakups and makeups, fans were begging for her to find peace. So, when Stefon Diggs entered the scene, people were cautiously hopeful. Maybe, just maybe, this was Cardi's fresh chapter, a reset, a man who would bring peace, or at least stay low-key. But wow, were we too quick to hope? Because let's be honest, Stefon's rep has never been squeaky clean. And back when these pics first hit the net, fans swore Sky was just out here looking for attention, accusing her of dragging out old receipts, trying to start mess between Cardi and Offset. Now let's keep it rolling, because Sky wasn't about to let the internet clown her like she was some bitter ex just out here lying for attention. She came with backup, and not the kind you can ignore. Sis dropped fresh receipts proving that Stefon was still sliding in her DMs and pressed about the pictures she had already put out. The screenshots showed Stefon sounding mad emotional, like he didn't expect her to really air him out. In one of the messages, Stefon texted her, Sky, I know you upset, but bro, that was a lot. Hope we can actually have a convo when you're not upset. Sounded like someone trying to play it cool after getting caught slipping. But Sky, she wasn't with the fake peace talk. She clapped back and said, you don't ask for me for real. You showed that from the beginning till the end of the day. No need to pretend it's cool. Can take one to the chin. I just hate the disrespect and dishonesty. You really did the most, and I've never done anything to you. No matter how you want to spin it. Steph, good luck. This ain't even me. Whew, she cleared the room with that one, but Stefon didn't fall back. He came right back with, okay, get up. You gonna stop this mess? Let me know when you're ready to be an adult. That line gave big gaslight energy. And from the way the convo was flowing, it looked like Stefon still had feelings and maybe even wanted to keep sneaking around with Sky behind Cardi's back, still entertaining the mess like nothing had changed. Embarrassing is an understatement. But Sky wasn't backing down. She hit him with, I don't like dudes that treat me like that or talk to me like that, never have. And I have experienced stuff like that. Stop trying to switch it around on me. I peeped the game and it's all good. Then Sky upped the petty by posting a pic of her other phone. Now she tried to make it look like she was flexing, talking about double phones, double business, but we know what she was really showing. On the second screen, a full-on FaceTime call from Stefon. She didn't even try to be slick with it. It was straight up proof that he was still calling her, still in her mix. But that must have been the last straw for Cardi, because right after that, she jumped on Instagram with a post that sounded a whole lot like a warning shot. She said, every bird's gotta fly. Whew, that line was cold. And right after that, she posted a video with some serious attitude behind it, letting it be known that she saw everything and wasn't letting it slide.
Hey, order your like from the bottom of my shoelaces. You can't give nobody your heart anymore. You can't. You can't give it. I'm not giving it. This is 2000.
So yeah, Sky has been spilling major tea on Stefon and Cardi, and now with these down low rumors she just dropped, fans are starting to connect the dots, and suddenly everything's clicking. The math is finally mathing, and social media is in full detective mode. People are now even comparing Stefon to Diddy, and that's not just a random reach. You already know how folks feel about Diddy's track record, especially when it comes to how he allegedly treated women while hiding what was really going on behind the scenes. There's a long-standing belief out there that some men living in secrecy with their identity end up projecting that inner conflict outward. And sometimes, it's the women around them who catch the storm. And with Stefon now, in the middle of all this mess, folks are saying the energy's looking real familiar. Let's not forget, Stefon already had his name wrapped up in drama with his ex Mulan Hernandez, also known as Mia Jones. Things got real chaotic between them. Stefon claimed that Mulan got physical with him during an argument and even wrecked some of his stuff, including a pricey $130,000 watch and his whole gaming setup. That alone had people side-eyeing the relationship. But wait, it didn't stop there. Stefon says Mulan tried to run up the scoreboard with what he called a full-blown money play. According to him, she tried to pressure him for $1 million, and it wasn't just a bold ask, it was allegedly blackmail. Stefon said Mulan was using something personal against him to try to force his hand. And get this, he claimed Mulan didn't act alone. He pointed fingers at her friend Brianna Mack too, saying she was part of the plan to threaten his name and damage his rep if he didn't cooperate with what they wanted. Allegedly, they were teaming up to shake him down for hush money, or they'd go public with the tea. But Mulan had her own side of the story, and she came out swinging. She said it wasn't about blackmail. She accused Stefon of hurting her first. She posted medical files and shared a statement that read, "On June 7th, I was struck from behind by Stefon Diggs at our shared home. The incident caused a concussion." Months later, when their legal teams tried to settle things through mediation and it didn't go how Stefon wanted, Mulan says he flipped the narrative and pushed a whole different story out to the public. This whole thing is spiraling fast, and Sky's not letting up. She made it crystal clear. This is clearly an attempt to try and get ahead of the truth that is to come. I will not be intimidated nor silenced. Having to relive this moment is very traumatic for me, especially in my time of healing. DV is something I do not wish on anyone, and everything that is in the dark will come to light. And listen, that part had the whole timeline shook. It's just too much. Especially with that other wild claim floating around, the one from celebrity stylist Blake Grizz, who says Stefon allegedly made him uncomfortable, and when he didn't go along with it, he ended up getting jumped by some randoms. Like, what? This is wild behavior if true, and it's painting Stefon in a whole new light. Now imagine doing the most to lock in a whole stage PR relationship with one of the biggest stars in the game, only for your ex to pop out with the alleged contract receipts on the timeline. Summer's not even in full swing yet, and the drama's already boiling over. At this point, folks are seriously questioning everything. Like, was Cardi really just a cover, or is Sky pushing her own revenge play for attention? Either way, this is one for the gossip books. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Cardi knew what she was signing up for, or did this mess blindside her too? Is Sky out of pocket or just speaking her truth? Hit that like button, subscribe for more piping hot celebrity tea, and turn on those notifications so you never miss when the truth starts leaking. I'll catch you on the next one, my stars and hushers.